Hey guys, this is Kevin from JazzTime.com. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. We offer lowest prices anywhere online, and if you want to know the price of the watch, simply click on the links in the description below. We greatly appreciate it if you buy a watch from JazzTime.com once in a while. Today we'll be reviewing the Rolex Datejust 41. This is the model number 126333. We'll be going with the dial, bezel, case, crown, bracelet, clasp, and we'll talk about the movement towards the end of the video. So jumping right into the dial configuration I currently have in my hand here is the Slate Dial. So the Slate is a nice grayish, sort of darkish gray background, opposed to the silver dial, which is a sort of lighter gray background. While we're on the subject of the dial colors, the other dial configurations you can get this watch in is also white, black, and as I mentioned before, silver dials. But specifically for the Slate Dial is actually a very special style dial, also known as the Wimbledon style dial. It has a special Roman numeral hour markers with the Roman numerals themselves. So I'll get a little bit closer here so you can see. The Roman numerals themselves are not luminous, but they're nicely outlined and coated in sort of a green outline with a black filling in the insides. Of course, with a 9 o'clock position being replaced by an index hour marker that is luminous. That does mean that it does glow in the dark for up to 8 hours. And that helps landmark during the night. So when this watch is when you're reading this watch at night, I can actually show you how it looks. So let me go ahead and charge up that luminosity here and shut off my lights. You can see still very easy to read from the hour hand, the minute hand having that luminosity, and that 9 o'clock position being luminous as well helps with the quick to identify landmarking features of the dial, so you can easily and quickly tell the time even at night. Besides that, it's a standard Datejust setup. We have the Rolex Crown logo in the yellow gold at the 12 o'clock position. The hands themselves are nicely high polished with only the luminous tippings on the hour and the minute portion, while the second hand is fully 18 karat yellow gold. The 3 o'clock position has a Cyclops lens on top of that sapphire crystal for magnification, easier viewing of that date. As you can see, it's currently set to the 5th. Okay, moving on to the bezel now. The bezel is a simple fluted yellow gold bezel. It catches light very nicely, as you can see. It sort of has a contrasting of higher shined parts with a nice dark contrast, which helps it pop a little bit more on the face of the watch, opposed to something like a smooth bezel, which you can also get that watch in. Is a 126303 if you're interested, or 126303 I believe for the smooth bezel version. But for the fluted bezel version, if you want a more eye-catching dial, you would get the fluted bezel version, as it catches that light very nicely and brings more to the face of the watch itself. Moving on to the case now. The case is nicely high polished on the lugs. As I mentioned, this is a Datejust 41, meaning the case size of this watch is a 41 millimeter. So from my index finger to my thumb here, that's 41 millimeters in diameter. On the side profile of the case, you can see it doesn't actually sit too high. Actually, from the previous version, the Datejust 2, we do have a comparison video if you're interested. From the Datejust 2 version moving to the Datejust 41 version, they've actually slimmed down the case and slimmed down the bezel to more even proportions. And you can actually, and like I said, on our YouTube channel, you can see the differences side by side in comparison to see how much of a difference it is. But this nice sort of streamlined case and streamlined bezel, it actually looks very nice from the side profile and doesn't sit too high off the wrist. Besides that, nicely high polish on the side. Moving on to the crown side, you can see nice high polish as well with the Rolex Crown logo on the crown itself. Moving on to the crown functions now. It is a twin lock double waterproof system. It has waterproofness of 100 meters or 330 feet. And we're going to go ahead and open up that crown by unscrewing it counterclockwise as shown. In the standard positions where you can wind the watch, about 15 to 20 clockwise turns. That's all you need to get the watch started once more. From a dead stop, such as if you left it on your nightstand, you do have to rewind. Your watch, unless you have a watch winder that can do that for you. Okay, moving on to the next position. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and move this minute hand out of the way here. So in the next position of the crown, you'll be able to adjust the date instantaneously just by going clockwise very quickly, very easy to adjust. And then once you get to your next date, you can also set the time at the final position. As you can see in the final position, the seconds hand does stop for precise time setting. So you can set the seconds down to an atomic clock. So like an atomic clock off your online, you can set down to the exact seconds, and of course the hour and minute hands move bi-directionally. So pressing crown back in, we'll start that seconds hand once more, and we're going to go ahead and screw that crown nice and tight in against the case, as you want to keep your, like I said, you want to keep your watch water resistant, and the only way and the best way to do that is to make sure the crown is nice and tight in against the case so no water can get in there. All right, moving on to the bracelet now. The bracelet that you see here is the Jubilee style bracelet. This watch is also available in an Oyster style bracelet. But as I said, this is the Jubilee style bracelet. It was a 5-piece link bracelet, stainless steel, stainless 904L steel on the outer of the 5-piece links. The inner 3-piece links are nice 18-karat yellow gold. It goes all the way through the clasp as well. It's following the same pattern of the stainless steel on the outside, gold down the center. One thing to mention here, this is a change from the previous model, where it used to have a, or actually wasn't even on the Jubilee. Wasn't even on the Jubilee, available on the Jubilee, but now it is available on the Jubilee. But you'll notice that it has a Oyster folding clasp instead of the concealed folding crown clasp, as Rolex has decided that the styling of the Oyster folding Oyster clasp is much better. So they moved on, instead of doing the concealed crown clasp, they moved to the folding Oyster clasp for ease of access. And you can see the pattern following throughout the other side of the bracelet as well. One thing to mention is the nice proportion of the tapering from the first link downwards. So you have, from the front view, it doesn't look strange with a thin bracelet going throughout. It tapers very uniformly. It looks very nice. Okay, moving on to the clasp. The clasp, as I mentioned, is just a simple folding Oyster clasp. Opens up as so, revealing these nicely high polished clasp blades with the Rolex name embossed on there. All right, so moving on to the movement now. The movement is housed in this Oyster case backing. The movement itself is an updated movement. It is the in-house made Rolex movement. It's a 3235 caliber movement. It's a perpetual mechanical self-running movement. It has a precision of -2 + 2 seconds a day, with the functions of the center, hour, minute, and seconds hand, and changing of the date instantaneously that I've shown you with the crown functions, and of course stopping of the seconds hand as I've shown you with the final position of the crown as well. Some updates that they've done to the movement from the previous model movement, which was the 3135, is that they added a paramagnetic blue parachrome hairspring with high performance Paraflex shock absorbers. The Paraflex shock absorbers is in-house made Rolex shock absorbers that they claim absorbs 50% more shocks than the industry standard shock absorbers, which I believe is the KIF shock absorbers. They also, I believe, they added the Chronology escapement as well, which is a sort of a skeletonized escapement wheel that helps with the reduction of inertia, which helps keeps that precise time setting of that -2 + 2 seconds a day. And the power reserve of the watch has been updated as well, and the Chronology escapement helps with that a bit as well. And that's previous power reserve of 48 hours to a 70-hour power reserve. So instead of setting the watch down for 2 days, you can set it down for around 3 days. So it's maybe from a Friday to a Monday afternoon, it'll be keeping time just fine. All right, let me actually go ahead and show you this watch on my wrist. So we're going to locate the folding Oyster, open that up, simply place that on. Simple and easy to use. So there is the watch on my wrist. As you can see, very beautiful slate dial. This is if you do prefer sort of that silver dial, but you like that darker tone instead, this might be the dial color for you. That beautiful slate dial helps with the gold, and helps with the gold pop from the fluted bezel. As you can see from the side view of my wrist, you can see it doesn't actually sit too high against my wrist. You can fit it under suit cuffs, dress cuffs very nicely, very easily. And once again, if you're interested in this watch, you check out our website at jazztime.com, or the lowest prices anywhere online. And if you like your video, please like, comment, and subscribe below. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.